Hello and welcome to Technology Simplicity YouTube channel. This is GoDigital live series episode 11. I'm sure everyone will be excited about Halloween is coming soon, as well as Double 11 Super Sales is coming soon also. So of course today I'm going to share with you one thing. It's called cloud. I'm sure all of you have been heard about cloud computing for a very long time, and some of you still wondering what is cloud and what is server, what is hosting. And today I'm going to cover with you. Last but not least, the best thing is I'm going to give away, sponsored by GoDigital, the award-winning WordPress infrastructure company, to give away a cPanel hosting for you, totally free for 1 year, which is valued at least at 191 ringgit Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. So you've been wondering about what is cloud and what is web hosting or what is even server. Today I'm going to share with you in a very layman term so that everyone out there will understand. Okay, please stay with me for this 30 minutes. Okay, as well as if you have any questions, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to put in your questions, feedbacks, or any suggestion, or even just want to chat with me in the live chat below. Okay, let's carry on for today's topic, cloud server hosting. The very first thing, yes, I repeat again, tonight we have a special giveaway, which is 1 year free of cPanel hosting. Okay, the details, the cPanel hosting is sponsored by GoDigital. Thank you so much for the company. And the whole cPanel hosting, if you look at the details, we have 50 gig disk space, as well as free disk, free daily update, free SSL, as well as most importantly is the free 45 minutes one-on-one digital consultation. And of course, there are many unlimited quota, as well as you have a quad-core CPU with a 32 gig memory. And for developers, we love it is cPanel full access. Okay, please stay with me on this today's talk, and I'm going to pop in a question in the middle. Then the first one ever who answer will win away. And the instruction to capture the cPanel account will be shared with you directly for the only winner. Just one, okay, ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me. I will do my best to capture more sponsors in the near future. Okay, as long as everybody enjoy what I'm sharing. Okay, so today's topic is about what is cloud. I'm sure a lot of you might say, okay, cloud is something that I can put my files there and then it's safe. Yes, you are right. Okay, that is the most layman terms that everybody can understand. Okay. Let me share with you what is the difference between the hosting and server first before we move into the cloud. If you look at the left hand side here, hosting is you have dedicated server which you allocated to different resources, and multiple sites will be hosted under the same environment. So we call this is called share and manage hosting environment. Okay, the good thing about this kind of hosting is, as always, it is very low cost. Okay, to have this kind of hosting. Okay, however, the cons about this kind of hosting is if one website have, let's say, get hacked or affected with some malware or get spamming activities, or even the website have a huge traffic coming in, it will affect all other websites as well, because all the websites are under the same sharing server resources. So this is the disadvantage of traditional or what we call share manage hosting in the market. Because without a dedicated resources to you, even though the backend is backed by a dedicated server. Okay, if you look on the other hand, if a server is like this, they put in a virtual private server for you, whereby you have dedicated or located resources for your website. So you no need to worry about other website, how does they do, especially whether they have spamming activity as well. So this is much more powerful. That is the advantage. However, on the other hand, as usual, when the good things come around, there's a cost. So it's a waste. VPS always higher price than the normal hosting. Okay, what about server? Okay, if you look at this chart, I think this chart explains a little bit more the clearer picture to you what is share hosting, what is virtual private server, as well as what is dedicated server. For dedicated server, that is the best you can ever have. Okay, if you look at one of the Malaysia very famous hosting company provider called Exabyte, usually a dedicated server can cost you around 5,000 to 8,000 or even to 10,000 plus per year. Because the whole server resources is just for you. And of course, you're not limited to just hosting one website. And of course, you can host many other applications as well as host other email accounts and so on. It really depends on how you're going to use the server. Okay, what I was trying to point out is when people telling you they have a hosting means they host under managed environment. And if those people telling you they have their server, yes, it's actually much more better. Okay, now let's look at what is cloud. The very first thing, a lot of people actually say that cloud is always online, which is like the left graph here, whereby you can see even though one particular slot is down, everything is still live and your website is still uptime there, means still on. However, the traditional hosting, especially tools, just relies on one particular hosting. Once it is down, you have an error. Put it this way, your website is just like your computer. Let's say your computer suddenly goes into an error and then you need to restart. That is the moment you can't have something present out from your monitor, right? So same thing with the hosting and your website, as well as other applications that you need to host it somewhere. So when it comes to cloud, one of the best thing is you can duplicate or you can have mirroring of your application or even your website to many other slots, so that you no need to worry about one slot is down, so you can have other backups to support you. And why cloud hosting allows you to do that? Because the whole cloud resources is huge. Okay, I don't know what description to telling you. Is like it's a little bit like unlimited for you to explore, as it's just really limited based on your budget. Okay, you can duplicate to 1,000 slots that you like. Okay, but it doesn't, I mean, it's not necessary to do that. Usually people just duplicate to 2 or 3 sites. Okay, 2 or 3 sites to serving one country, so that one site is down, you have another slot coming in to backup. Okay, this X slot is a little bit, just to show you how does cloud hosting do. Okay, the benefit of cloud, of course, there are 3 things. Always comes around with 3 major factors. Number 1, because the infrastructure is public, especially to public cloud. When we say public cloud is, for example, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, and so on. Of course, they have private cloud as well, okay? But most of the one that you subscribe online is public cloud. So 31% of companies using public cloud because motivated by infrastructure cost saving. Yes, it's actually much more cheaper for you rather than you want to set up your own server center, okay? Number 2 factor is scalability. Remember the previous graph I showed you, you can duplicate a website to 8 slots, right? Okay, that is what we call scalability, one of the example. Let's say today's your website have 1,000 visitors. Then the second day, because you have an event and then you know that your visitor will increase to, let's say, 10,000, which is 10 times from what you have. Okay, so you don't need to worry about your website will be down because your server capacity is limited there. Because in the cloud hosting, you are allowed to scale up anytime. Okay, like I shared with you just now, cloud hosting is all about budget. Okay, I would say it's like close to infinity. No one really calculate how much Google Cloud can help you in terms of, let's say you want to use all the resources from Google Cloud by yourself. How much it's going to cost and how huge the capacity is, no one calculated yet. Okay. So 21% say the benefit of scalability is the reason for you to switch to a cloud hosting. Then 26% saying that it's because of flexibility. Okay, what we call flexibility here is, let's say today you subscribe to a cloud hosting and today you are using PHP framework, and then second day you feel like you want to change to another framework or you want to use other services. In the traditional way, if properly you can't install a new feature in your hosting or your server, you might need to move to a new server. However, in a cloud hosting, the good thing is you can add new service anytime. Okay, without worrying you need to migrate and so on. Like I tell you, the whole cloud hosting is so huge that you can do almost everything there, including AI calculation and computing. Okay, so there are three factors. Then in a layman terms, very simple. Number one, you don't need to pay exact rental fee just like the traditional hosting whereby people charge you per month or per quarter or even per year. Okay, the traditional one is like once you pay, even your website have zero visitor, you still need to pay. Even though your website have just 5 visitors and so on, or just running in a very minimum resources period, you still have to pay the exact amount. For the cloud, you are allowed to use pay as you go model, whereby when today's your website only have 1 visitor, you just pay 1 visitor fee. If you have 10,000 visitors coming in, you just scale up the resources and pay exactly what you use. So that's one of the great thing about cloud. And number two, again, is flexibility. Like I mentioned just now, you're allowed to add in any features and any things that you feel like you want to have right now. Means you can just customize your cloud hosting environment anytime. Today you need database, you just add in. Tomorrow you don't need, you pack it up, you export, you just drop it. Then no need to pay already. So that's a huge flexibility advantage there. And number three is reliability. Like I mentioned just now, a traditional hosting is just one slot for you. So once it is down or is affected by other activities from the neighbors, because you are in the sharing hosting, remember the graph? Okay, the uptime is not close to 100%. Okay, the reliability is not so high comparing to cloud hosting whereby you have your dedicated slot, you are in charge with whatever resources you need there. So of course the reliability is there. There are many cloud providers in the market. Okay, these are the ones that I listed down which I feel reputable. So whenever you want to think about go for a cloud provider, you can consider two big names that you already know, including AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, DigitalOcean, Alibaba Cloud, and so on. These are the big boys there. These big players are basically supporting Fortune 500 companies on their IT resources, especially in cloud infrastructure. So those are really reputable, especially those who even serving government IT infrastructure. That is much more higher security and compliance can be done. Okay, of course, Oracle, IBM, Kamatura, Tencent, CloudWell, and Cloudways are here. Okay, there are many more. Okay, but one thing you should realize, there are many cloud resellers out there. When we say reseller, they are not the one that actually coming out the cloud service by themselves. They are the one that just resell whatever you see here. Okay, of course, some reseller, they are so smart, they manage to come up with some application to simplify the way you use the cloud services. If you ever try to set up your own account in this cloud provider before, I'm sure the very first time when you go into the dashboard, after you set up your account, is really have high, I would say medium to high learning curve. Okay, there are some there are some company out there, they provide simplified version for you. So those resellers are added value. However, there are many resellers out there, they are just resell without providing additional value. Okay, that is something you really need to ask before you subscribe to those reseller companies. Okay. If you look at this chart, this is by Gartner, which is just released on July 2021. Okay, when they say becomes the leaders in the field, Amazon Web Service is number 1 in the world so far. Okay, not just because of the popularity, and of course, they are one of the pioneer in the first one that go into a cloud computing provider in the world. And of course, the number 2 is Microsoft and Google. I mean, as well as, okay. However, the visionaries one, the reason why Alibaba Cloud falls into this slot, because one very special thing. I'm sure a lot of you heard about the Great China, the Great Firewall of China. Okay, that is actually one of the reason giving advantage to a Chinese company like Alibaba to coming out their own cloud service and sell to the world, because they are not just tapping into the cloud advantage, you can also access to a China easier. Okay, the niche players will be more like Tencent Cloud, IBM, and Oracle. Okay, they are more like an enterprise solution, not to an average Joe, you know. Means if your company really needs some private cloud, you can go for them. Then we can customize the whole solutions for you. Okay, this is the chart. Okay, I'm not saying that Amazon is the best and IBM is the worst. Okay, you are not looking at the chart in this way. Okay, please. This chart is not like that. Okay, you have to look at the factors here. For example, the ability to execute, the completeness of vision, okay, as well as the reason they put here. Okay, this is Magic Quadrant for Cloud Infrastructure and Platform Services, released by Gartner, July 2021. Okay, there are top 7 factors you want to choose a good cloud provider. Okay, I know this is simple terms. Let me explain to you. Number 1, security is one crazy crucial factor. Okay, this is according to priority by myself. Okay, of course, the source is here. You can go and refer it, which will be available in my video description later on. Why I say security is the most important thing. Imagine you're going to host all your website, all your files, your database, everything is there. Are you really worried about being hacked? Are you really being worried about being compromised? Things like that happens before. Okay, so one thing for sure, especially if you are reputable applications or some services out there, you really need to look into the security framework and infrastructure provided by the cloud provider. And number 2, this is quite important, especially quite some time ago, I'm sure you heard about GDPR release. Okay, the European Union actually forced that all the digital access to European countries as well as their citizens, they need to comply to a certain compliance in terms of personal data privacy and privacy. Okay, this compliance really challenging, especially for web developer, if you want to support your website to the whole world. And not just the website itself, it's regarding how you actually capture the data and stuff like that. Compliance is one key crucial when you want to choose your cloud provider. Number 3 is the architecture. Okay, when we say architecture, is there are pros and cons, and there are special advantage versus limitation in all different cloud provider out there. Okay, I can't really tell you in 30 minutes how exactly to compare all the architecture. Is huge. Okay, if you want to just study AWS, it could be just 1 month to explore all the services they provide. So the architecture is a huge topic. Look for an expert and understand more about the architect. And of course, you are just looking for a simple web hosting, okay, you are not so worried about the architecture because the compatibility is there. Okay. Number 4, this is much more challenging, is if you are not so IT savvy. Manageability is like whether you can manage the cloud by yourself or not, or you need an expert help. Okay, this is number 4. And number 5 is the service level. Service level is something like features. Okay, that is something else. But most of the cloud providing the common things, start from a file hosting to database hosting to CDN, whereby you can connect to, and then it's a multi-location and something like that. That is the most common things that all cloud providers should have. Okay, number 6, this is also quite important. I know that most of the cloud you subscribe to is self-service. Okay, it's not the reseller service. I'm saying the cloud service that you subscribe to. And usually they just have an email support. Let's say you have a huge enterprise and you're looking at, you must solve the issue within a 30 minutes or even just within 5 minutes. You might need to look for a phone support or even an on-site support service. Okay, double check with them. And last but not least, okay, I know this is funny. The last thing that you need to consider before you go and subscribe to any cloud provider is cost. Trust me, all of them, the cost about the same. Yes, I know when I say this, a lot of people is going to give me a lot of feedback and you have a lot of discussion topics already, right? Okay, put in the comment box. Okay, I'm more than happy to share with you why I say so. Okay, the cost is the last factor you're going to consider, unless your very first concern when you want to deploy something to the cloud is budget. Then there will be another story. I'm talking about in the long run, I'm talking about the overall. So these are the top 7 factors you should consider. Okay, so this is all about cloud. Okay, here is the most exciting part already, right? The giveaway part. Okay, I'm sure you are really excited about this because the value is up to 191 ringgit for 1 year free cPanel hosting, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if you look at the specs here, it's really good already. Okay, with this price, it probably value at are higher in other companies, but GoDigital say it's just 191 ringgit net. This is a so-called what we call honest price, a very fair price to everyone out there with a 50 gig. This is more than enough if you just want to host a simple website. Probably you just want to start with a WordPress website. This is more than enough. Trust me when I say it, because you have a dedicated cPanel rather than some just giving you a one WordPress with a backend without giving you the hosting environment service like cPanel access. Okay, so how you get this? Okay, listen carefully. Now is the time, Okay, all audience out there. The rules is very simple. When a pop-up question is up, the first one who provide the correct answer in the live chat will be the winner to go home with 191 ringgit Malaysia value of cPanel hosting. So are you ready? If you are ready, you can press ready there in the live chat. Okay, before I move into the next slide to review the pop-up question. Okay, so are you ready? If you're ready, make sure you type something in the live chat and then I'm going to review the next slide for you. Remember, the first one who answer the correct statement will be the winner. First one, if you are late, I'm sorry. Okay, please double check with your internet connection. Yes, I see. Why home said ready. Okay, so I'm going to count 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go it 3, 2, 1. The question is, when is Technology Simplicity Go Digital Live series? The answer is very simple actually. We just want you to put your response there and you're going to win away. Anyone? Okay, let's give everyone some time. Let's see who is the first one to answer. Then you will get 191 ringgit cPanel hosting for 1 year free for you. Oops. Okay, we have an answer from Wai Hong, and the first one to answer is every Wednesday 8:15 p.m. Congratulations, Wai Hong, and you are the winner. Yes, you are correct. Okay. So the winner, please drop me an email at live@imjchong.com and I will set up your cPanel by using the email address that you're going to send to me and the instruction on how you're going to utilize the cPanel account. Okay, once again, congratulations to Wai Hong at 15 p.m. Yes, you're more than welcome, Wai Hong. Okay, thanks for being participating on today's giveaway. So allow me to share with you some just few days ago, because my friends keep asking me, okay, you've been sharing tutorial, walkthrough, and workshop, or even conduct some workshop regarding how to utilize digital services and simplify your life. So they're asking me, okay, do you have tips like how to actually get a better subscription rates? For example, I want to subscribe to Canva, I want to subscribe to, just purchase something. Okay, so after a long time consideration, finally I decided to come out a new series called Tech Shop series. So the very first episode that I'm released is Zoom webinar deal, which is 83% discount. Bro, 83% discount. This is no joke. Okay, this is also not a scam. Okay, please just follow exactly the instruction I share with you and you will get 83%. Imagine you're going to save USD $792 per year if you are using my method to subscribe to Zoom webinar. Can you imagine this amount you can save? Okay, if you really can save that, please, buy me a coffee or donate to me. Okay, up to you, or even purchase my book, which I'm going to launch soon. Okay, to support me if you found this is interesting enough. And of course, every week, besides every Wednesday 8:15 p.m., every Friday, I'm going to have Tech Direct Talk, and of course, I'm not always appear there because I'm one of the co-organizer there. 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. every Friday. Okay, it's organized by WordPress Alliance Malaysia, and this Friday, a very special invited guest will be joining us, which is Puan Sufina. She's a TikTok coach, okay, with multiple roles. They call it, mom and a wife, as well as an entrepreneur. She has 69,000 followers in TikTok right now, just by sharing how to use TikTok for your business. Okay, and usually she charge for the coach and the workshop. And this Friday, she's going to share with us a lots of tips and tricks. Okay, please make sure you join us on this Friday TikTok Direct Talk with the topic TikTok, the Rising Star. Okay, and of course, thanks to WordPress Alliance Malaysia to be the platform to allow us to join this. Okay, last but not least, remember, as per you answer just now, every Wednesday 8:15 p.m. we'll be talking about GoDigital. So I will be sharing more with you in Technology Simplicity Live series. And if you have any topics idea or you want to learn something, you are always more than welcome to put in the comment, and I'll do my best to review with you, or even create a video dedicated to the solution that you're looking for. Okay, so next week I'm going to share with you something much more different than ordinary technical stuff, which is called Malaysia IT Digital Community. Okay, for those who are staying overseas, I'm sure you'll be wondering also, how many are there NGOs of Malaysia that promoting IT ecosystem and stuff? Next week, I'm going to share with you who are them, how many are there, and what they are doing, and what are the achievements so far. This is a very interesting topic because when we want to go digital, we want to go with a team. If you want to, there's a quote out there, if you want to success, you can run by yourself, but it's going to make it short. If you want to go a long run, make sure you run with a team. So make sure you figure out who is the community beside you if you're Malaysian. And then if you're even not Malaysian, you can also know about all these communities by engaging them and keep in touch so that every time, let's say you have a business that comes to Malaysia, you can always get in touch with them and expand your network through the community, especially have a knowledge sharing. So that's all for today. The topic of cloud hosting and server. My name is Jay Chong. Thank you one more time for joining me on this Technology Simplicity YouTube channel. If you like today's topic, please like this video and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as put a ring so that you will get notification every time I go live and also uploaded a new tutorial and tips and tricks video, especially the Tech Shop series, right? You can get a huge discount. Thank you so much. And again, stay home, stay safe. Goodbye.